Quiero que aprendan bien. Ready, Caesar? All right, guys. So this is already tacked, but we have a 532 gap, or what we consider a loose 1/8 gap all the way around. When tacking the pipe, what you want to do, this is a workpiece, this is a workpiece. You want to heat up the workpieces before you slide that rod into it. You want to touch the end of the, in this situation, I realize I need to extend my tungsten. Remember, if your tungsten ain't sharp, you're not going to isolate the heat where you need it to go. And what I'm trying to do is generate enough heat in this workpiece in order to melt, and then with this filler rod, connect that melted piece with the filler rod and then bring it down here. And so I need to position myself in a way where I'm comfortable bringing that tungsten from up here to down here, from up here to down here, from up here to down here, from up here to down here. And as a welder, I have to time it where I'm able to see it melting before I come down. And I need to see it melting before I come up. And I need to see it melting before I come down. And I need to see it melting before I come back up. So I'm not just doing this to do this. I'm actually physically welding, but you have to learn how to weld. And the way you learn how to weld is by visually seeing what's actually happening. With your permission, I'm gonna have everybody put their welding hood on. We're gonna put your settings down. That way you make sure your gas is on. That argon's coming through. Getting yourself in a comfortable position. Let's weld. All right, right there I'm heating the top workpiece. Sliding that rod in, that rod instantly joined to the top piece. Now I'm bringing that rod down and the heat down with me and wait until it melts down here. Once it melts, I'm gonna go back up. The discipline that it takes to be a welder is important to get a good consistent bead inside of there. But again, up, melted, down, melted, up, melted, down, melted, up, melted, down, melted, up, melted, down, melted. Come on out of there, strike to the side. When you're new to welding and you're nervous as hell, it's okay. Take a deep breath, relax. You got this. Go in here, 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. I always get the question, am I moving the rod? Yes. I'm moving it to help put them out. I move it up here, and I move it down here. I move it up there, I move it down here. This is also a very important part of that root. If I'm not constantly feeding that wire, this piece of metal is gonna eventually heat up and I'm gonna start eating up the walls. And I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Also, if I keep the isolated heat in front of this TIG rig, I'm gonna make it where this balls up, and as you can see, the balls will land on it, but it won't be fused together. So it's important to heat up the workpiece on top, work the workpiece at the bottom. Heat the top one, then the bottom one. Top one, bottom one. Let's go. Heat up the top workpiece, slide in the welding rod, bring the welding down to the bottom bevel, wait till the bevel is actually melted before I move back up, back down, 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 back up, back down. Let me get out of there. The reason I'm doing this one is because I realized I need to teach y'all how to do the tie-ins. A lot of people struggle in them tie-ins. So the reason I did this is because now I'm gonna show you how to properly grind and come into the tie-ins. Okay. As a professional welder, you wanna have usually 2, at the most 3 tacks. That way you could eliminate the amount of tie-ins, because when you're welding into a tie-in, there comes an opportunity to mess up. Yeah. And we're trying to eliminate those So we need the few amount of times as possible. However, because it is a part of the process, it's important to learn. And I'm realizing that, again, as I'm growing as a teacher, I'm learning new ideas of what to teach you to prevent you from messing up long term. All right, with that said, who got their pipe prepped up? I'm gonna help you tack. He's brand new to welding. It's okay. In the field, you'll see worse. All right, perfect. Get on one knee. Let me see a welding rod, please, por favor. Let me ask you, how long you been welding TIG welding for?
About 3 hours,
3 hours. Are you nervous?
Yeah, pretty much, but
don't be. I got your back. I got your hands. Right now, I'm gonna ask you just to relax. I'm gonna use your hands to weld this pipe, and as soon as you see that I could weld with your hands, eventually you'll be able to do the same with your own hands. So we're needing to put the circuit together, so we need to put the ground clamp. I'm gonna ask Jesus, do me a favor and just hold it up there till we get a good tack on it. On this hand, I'm gonna have you relax, turn on the gas. All right. All right. Relax your hands. We're gonna get where I could get it right here. Right? And I'm gonna do all the movement for you. Bring down your hood, lens. Touch the top bevel. Go for it. Go up. Go up, come down. Go up. Come down. Good job. Go up. Come down. Okay, at this point, we're starting to face the wrong angle, right? Mm-hmm. So we gotta bring your hand over this way. And see how fast that angle moved? Mm-hmm. So that's why you gotta keep it coming. There you go. Go up. Come down. Go up. Come down. Go up. Get in there closer. All right, go down. Go up. Come down. Go up. Get in there closer. Come down. Go up. Come down. All right, come up out of there. Say that again.
Shaking.
You were shaking? Baby, as long as you shaking consistently, we're gonna have a nice bead up in there. So I know I get a lot of welders asking me, man, I have jitters. Man, as long as you got consistent jitters, baby, it's all the way in there. All right, relax. And like I said, see how I'm able to say you're too far, too close, too far, too close? When you have a professional welder on side of you, you're able to identify those situations and nip them in the bud early on. Yeah. That way it gets you learning the process. And again, the only way you can have a professional welder is by going to a institute or facility where you have a guy that has the experience to be able to share that with you. Nice. So with that said, let's turn on the heat. Let's go for it. Tie it in, go back up. Tie it in, come back down. Tie it in, come back up. Come back down. Go up. Back down. Go up. Come back in. Now you're too far away from the puddle. Right there. Come back down. Oh, touched it. It's okay. Go back down. Go in. Go up. Go back down. Go up. Go back down. Go up. Come back down. Go up. A very good life mentor once told me, can what couldn't say till he could. So therefore, whenever you see the impossible, and sometimes it might be like, man, how can I get this old beat up pipe to look right? It's a matter of determination. You have the right tools in front of you. You have to make this ugly duckling into something decent. Let's go with it. Difference? Big difference, a little difference. All right. So from now on, moving forward, I don't care if you get a beat up after. Go ahead, fit it up.
Is there different types of spacers that you can use?
Absolutely, man. This one here, I would say 532. There's some people comfortable with a 1/8 spacer. Some people comfortable with 1/16 spacer. Me personally, you get to a point in life where whatever you have available is good. You'll realize the bigger the spacer is, the bigger the gap. And as long as you're able to loosely move that rod back and forth, that's what helps you become a good solid weld. Now, so first you're gonna look at the fit up, looking up and down, right? But at the same time, you have to look at it from here, this standpoint too. You'll see right here, está cerrada, you know? So you might want to spin it in a way where you have the same gap all the way around. So it's not necessarily just the top view, but the side view as well. It's closed on that side. And then there's also ways to cheat it where you'll tack one side and then crack it open. You know, that'll be the other thing. All right, you think you're ready to tack, my friend? You go, any little movement, now the whole thing's forced to move, you know? In your situation, get it where the TIG rig's here and here, here and here, here and here.
You said you don't even look at me. I was looking at your arm too.
So the exercise I'm doing right now is gonna be having a second person understanding how to feed the wire. That way, you'll end up putting one and one together. One is learning how to run that TIG rig up and down. Two, learning how to properly feed that wire. If you have one right and one wrong, it's bad. If you have two right but one wrong, it's bad. Right now, the tie into this without having to necessarily grind on this would be heat up from about halfway of this tack. Make sure that pipe's nice and warm. Once that material becomes molten metal, then that rod will be able to slide up in there. If you don't heat up this particular piece of metal, you'll end up having a little code lap in between the new added metal and the previous existing metal, and we don't want that. All right, listo.